Hey everyone, Tarfu here with TGN, bringing you another WoW guide. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about Trade Skill Master. In the description down below, I'm going to leave the link to get the main Trade Skill Master add-on, but there's a lot of modules. I don't really use them all. I'll kind of go over them, but I personally don't use them because I don't feel a need for them. So, the first thing I'd like to do is open up Trade Skill Master, do a run get all scan. It basically saves all your data, and then to pull up this window, you go /TSM, and then just look. They have a mailing option. That's a really good one. The destroying, if you want to prospect your database, all your data that you've used in Trade Skill Master, what you sold, and then you got all the other side stuff for your professions. Basically, it's really good for multiple tunes because you could click them all and it will keep the data inside it on one character. It tells you how much it goes for, how much it's selling for through the data. The data is what you scan basically every day, and so it leaves it inside of it. It will show you how much gold profit you're gonna make on that item for, like, let's see, flask of strength, right? You'll see it on the right side, the profit and how much the crafting makes, with gems also. But like I said, I don't really use this. I personally, I messed around with it. It really didn't make any, it made sense, but it didn't really make it where I would need it because I just know what all the prices go for on my server. The destroying aspect of it is really cool. It shows you what's in your bag that you could destroy. In this case, I have jewel crafting, so I could destroy elementium ore without making a macro or anything, but I make macros. But this is still a really good item to use. All you have to do is keep clicking destroy and it does it automatically. Now here's the mailing option. The mailing option is really good also. I love using this. You just make a character name, make sure you spell it exactly correct though. You can't, it will mistakenly do it. And then it shows what's in your bag. You move it over, and all you have to do is go to the mailbox, push Trade Skill Master, and it sends it over for you. Now, the database right here, it basically shows you what sold, how much, how many, what other kind of items you've been buying. You're basically right here showing you all the pyrite I bought, the items that I like to sell, and then resell. If you look right there, I bought a Vial of Sands for $29,000 off the auction house, and I relisted it for $41,384. That was a really good profit in my case. I just happened to see it. The guy was selling it for the base cost of the mats. So you can see that data. It's yeah, like I said, it's a really good add-on. It shows a lot of detail item levels stuff that you're selling, but I don't use most of it. But you can mess around with it. Alright, so we're just gonna keep showing you some more options. Right here's the auctioning groups and options. I'll go more in depth in a few, in a minute or so, but you'll see it right there. Right there is basically where you would click to get to the run get all scan. Right there is basically the status config area if you had your shopping list. Then here is if you want to cancel a specific item that you list a lot on. You just put the name right there and you'll click it, and it's just going to be that item. Now that one is to cancel all the auctions that you have on your groups and categories. So I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to show you how to set it up, but you can see it, and you can see all the show, you show the auction house, right? And you can see who undercuts you all the time, how much they undercut you by, and all that good stuff. It's really good. Right there is basically for Trade Skill Master. You type in a number that they give you. It's so they know that you're not botting. Okay, so if you get that, don't freak out or anything. That's what it means. It's basically making sure you don't bot with Trade Skill Master. Okay, so now let's get into groups and categories. Alright, let's make a profile right now. And you can name it whatever you want. In this case, I'm going to name mine TSM tutorial, and I'm going to hit OK, and it shows up right there. You could also look at it and copy from another profile that you have, but you don't really have to. You can, but I like to make different TSM categories for different bank tunes. Alright, so we're going to open it back up, and you see I leave those options pretty much the same, as you can see right there. The white list is for your bank alts or your friends that you do not want to undercut. And then your blacklist is basically who you want to undercut, no matter what they listed at, and your profiles. So we're going to go back to general. Look at it, basically will show everything that's in your bag when you start creating a category in a group. So let's create one real quick. Okay, let's make a category now. We're going to type in gems. And we're going to make another category and type in ore. And let's make one more category. And you could have as many categories as you want. This one we'll just do miscellaneous. It doesn't really matter. And okay, we're going to go back and show you basically how it will work for categories. In this case, we'll start with gems. So we're going to look at it. There's nothing we could add because we don't have groups yet. You see? And now we have category, the management, you could delete it, but we don't want to delete it. The category, options, overrides, we're going to set those up real quick. For gems, I always ignore stacks over 1. I put that at 30 minutes and less. And basically to do this, all you have to do is right click. For gems, I'll put a post cap of 2. That's really, you know, you can do 5, you can do 10. I prefer 2 because I have a lot of competition. Per auction 1, because you don't want to stack your gems. Always, always, always undercut by 1 copper. Now, for the price threshold, for just gems in general, I don't want to sell my gem for cheaper than 10 gold. No matter what gem it is. So, and now we go back to my fallback price of 225. So that means if somebody lists a gem for 9 gold, I don't want to undercut it, and it will list it back to 225. Or if there's no gems on the market. So make sure you also put back to fallback price. Now we're going to make a group right now, and we're going to name this one red for the red gems. But then I remembered, oh, I don't really have red gems in my bag besides an Inferno Ruby. So I'm going to show you the Inferno Ruby. It doesn't matter. But you can see that's all the items that are in the bag. So now we go back to gems. We click red. We add it to that category. Now, if you go to group overrides, it has the default options that we have from the categories and groups. Now, I don't want the same category and group for gems in general for red, because red gems sell more. So all I'm going to do is boost that up to I don't want to sell red gems cheaper than 100 gold, and I'm going to leave everything else the same. Now, let's move on. We're going to make one for ore real quick. Ore is a little bit different, or anything that you want to stack more than 1. So we're going to name this one Kata ore, since I sell a lot of different ore. So we're going to just do this one for Kata. I just bought some off the auction house before making the video. And there it is in the bag. You just add it to that. You go back to your ore category. But I got to figure out what the price is real quick, because you know me. I forgot about ore, because I buy mine for like 25 gold. I just did this for now. So we're going to close this out. And right here, show stacks per bid. So it's about like, what, 2 gold, 8, 225. And let's go back to TSM. We're going to click on the ore. We're going to add Kata ore. And we're going to make the categories and groups for just in general. Now, we're going to ignore stacks over 20. We're going to go back here, ignore stacks under 20. So basically, you're only going to show the stacks of 20 ore, because you don't want to list any other ore, like with that. Post cap, I'm going to up that to 5, and then per auction is how many you're going to sell, which would be a stack of 20. So we're going to put 20 right there. And of course, always, 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 we're going to undercut by 1 copper. You don't need to undercut by more. So we're going to leave that how that is. And now we get to the weird part. So the price threshold is basically how much you want to sell one piece of ore for. You got to do some math, and get a calculator out. So I'm gonna do 2 gold for that I would want to sell 1, and then that's for the lowest. Now for fallback, I'm gonna put 12 gold. You know, make a little money. It depends what ore you're selling, but you could do it, and it's very simple. You post back to fallback, and voila, you're done. You have no, if you have any other ore, you could add it. All right. Now it is time for me to show you how I list. We're gonna go hit post 847. We're gonna have to type in so we're not botting. Now there's the profile right there, Inferno Ruby. We're just gonna list it 225. I'm just gonna list all that ore, which happened to sell about 4 minutes after I made this video, which I was a little bit upset because I don't want to sell for that cheap. I don't like selling for cheap. Alright, so I'm gonna pull up my old profile. We're just gonna get rid of the tutorial one. I'm gonna go back to Tarfu's profile. I'll show you it real quick how I set mine up. All that gems basically is the main thing I sell. So I'm gonna do a full cancel of everything just to get it out, and I'll show you how I pick it out of the mailbox with the postal, the add-on postal. So I'll actually leave that in the link down below, also in the description. Yeah, now it's just the boring part. We're gonna start, just click cancel. There's no automatic way to do it, because if you had an automatic way, it's against the terms of service with World of Warcraft. So you just gotta click. You can set up keybinds on your G15 Logitech keyboard if you have one, or you can just do what I do and click away. Usually a lot of auctions that get undercut all the time. As you can see in most of them, I'm not like the lowest one. I'm always like kind of in the middle because I get undercut so fast. Even while making this video, I was looking on a different monitor. I'm getting undercut. So this is basically postal. I'm not gonna take out a lot. And well, I'm gonna start ending it here. Give you my end notes. So check out the description down below. You'll see my channel, my private channel, Tarfu Gaming. I do live streaming every day at twitch.tv/Tarfu, and I do monthly TCG giveaways live on my stream. I like to go to other people's servers on EU or US and show them like what they could sell. I help them out. I usually take 1 day out of the week just to do that on my live stream. So if you're interested in that, you want Tarfu to go to your server, all you have to do is go there, talk to me, and we'll work something out. So now we're gonna go back to TSM. We're hitting post, and there it is again, the anti-bot check. So we're gonna type in that number. It's going to scan everything in your categories and groups, and all I do is just start clicking post. I don't care what the price says because I know I set up Trade Skill Master properly. But yeah, there's not too much you can do, so let's end this video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to thumbs up, favorite, tell your friends, and check out the other TGN shows that we have going. There's a lot of good stuff that you can learn, and I plan on posting more WoW guides for add-ons, for gold making advice, anything. And have a good one, guys. Take care, and this is Tarfu from TGN.